Today we are in Lexington Cemetery in Lexington, Kentucky, and I just want to say hello to all of my Whitdock family. Thank you all so much for all of your support. You know, tucked amongst the large monuments, the Victorian-style monuments, the sculpture, all of the ornate architecture, is this small mausoleum in Lexington, Kentucky, and we are here today to visit the grave of Ralph W. Foody. Ralph Foody was an actor, probably not one that you have heard of, or maybe not, you've heard of him, I'm sure, but just not a name you really recognize. Let me explain. Ralph Foody was a character actor, and he appeared in, different films. I believe he was in Curly Sue, I believe he was in Blues Brothers, but what really nowadays has made Ralph Foody such a cultural icon is he actually appeared as the gangster in Home Alone 1 and Home Alone 2. Now, if you remember, and most of us have seen these movies at least once, but if you remember when Kevin has left home alone, he starts, doing things, running a little crazy. Well, he started watching this movie, and I believe the name of the movie was Angels with Filthy Souls, something like that. He puts the tape in, and the guy that comes on the screen and does the talking was Ralph Foody. He had several memorable lines. Leave it on the doorstep and get out of here. I'm going to give you to the count of 10. Also, Merry Christmas, you filthy animal, and a Happy New Year too, something like that. But the memorable delivery and the fact that that was such, and still is, such a popular movie has kind of cemented Ralph Foody into our entertainment culture, so to speak. And yeah, Home Alone 1 and Home Alone 2, he appeared in both of those. He was born in Chicago, Illinois in 1928. And a lot of people think as far as this, and I'm focusing more on the Home Alone movie because I really believe that's where most of us will remember him from. Now, if you have memories of Ralph, whether it be Home Alone or otherwise, please leave a comment below. I would love to hear from you. That's one of my favorite things about this channel is the fact that, we interact, and I love being able to interact with you. So if you have memories of Ralph, please leave those below. What I was saying, a lot of people think that those were real movies that Kevin watched. And a fun fact, and maybe you knew this, maybe you didn't, but a fun fact, those movies within the movie were actually made solely for this purpose. So they were actually new clips made to look old. And they were filmed just particularly for and solely for the Home Alone movies. Now, an interesting fact about Ralph's life, his last film appearance was actually in Home Alone 2, and I believe that the tape that Kevin put in on that movie was Angels with Filthier Souls. So just kind of a little bit of a tribute, I guess, to those 1930s gangster-style movies of the 1930s era, I should say. So, yeah, Ralph Foody. And he was born, like I said, in Chicago, but his final resting place is right here in Lexington, Kentucky. So if any of my Kentucky historians or Kentucky neighbors are out there and know how he ended up in Kentucky, I don't know if he lived here. I don't know if, I just have no idea how his final resting place ended up being here. So please, I'm asking you, if anyone out there knows, please let us all know. We would love to hear from you and love to know how Ralph Foody ended up being here. But I love finding people like this, whether you've heard of them, whether you have not, who have contributed in some way to our culture, to our society, maybe names that we haven't heard of in a long time. I love being able to visit and bring those stories to you. I'm also going to leave links in the description of where you can find me. Facebook, Instagram, my merchandise store. I love hearing from you. I'm very interactive, probably a little more interactive on Facebook than on Instagram, but I love your comments. Please leave me a comment below. And my channel is 100% cemetery related, so if you like visiting cemeteries, please subscribe. I would love to have you. And once again, from Lexington Cemetery in Lexington, Kentucky, I will see you again soon.